Hi there, and welcome to this week's Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at the Australia Day meeting at Fanny Bay. Today we'll be joined by two Darwin Cup winning trainers in Kerry Petrick and Gary Clark to discuss their prospects for the big meeting on Friday, and then we'll have a look at the meeting in some depth. Kerry, 5 runners engaged in 4 races on Australia Day, starting with a two-pronged attack in the 0 to 58 1200, which is race 1, with God Forbid and EJT.
Look, God forbid, his run last start was terrific. He second up, did a lot of work out wide. I thought his run was terrific. If he gets a bit of luck in the running, sure, I think he can feature in it.
And your second runner, EJT?
Her run last meeting was disappointing, but her 2 before that were excellent. Maybe just had a mare's day off. We'd like to see her turn that around.
Last start winner Killam is your representative in the third, the 0 to 64 1100.
He meets a lot harder opposition this week, although I do give him a lot of credit for his run. I think that I didn't know him. He's first up over 1100. I think he's a big gross horse. I had him a little bit underdone. I'm hoping that he goes out this week over the 1100 a little bit fitter. And like I said, very, very tough race, but I really, really rate this horse.
The consistent Poet's Choice takes on some good sprinters in the benchmark 76,000 and has the outside draw to contend with.
So didn't need that. For me, Poet's Choice, one of his greatest advantages as a racehorse is he's got terrific gate speed. I don't think he's an over-brilliant horse. I would have liked to seen him draw in, but in saying that, I'm very, very happy with where he's at in his program. Very, very tough race. I think anything can win that race.
And finally, Rye lines up as top weight in the second division of the benchmark 54 mile.
Once again, didn't want to draw the barrier 9 out of the 1600 metres. Really liked this horse. Second up over the mile last start with the big weight was probably too much for him. I do think this horse can go on in his career. I just hope he gets a little bit of luck in running tomorrow. He'll be there somewhere abouts.
A busy Australia Day ahead for the Clark stable, with no less than 10 runners and an emergency engaged. Gary, in the first, the 0 to 58 1200, you have last start winner Patria, as well as first emergency Captain Apollo.
Yeah, Andrew. Patria's only had the one run here for one win. It was back in his 3-year-old grade. He's taken on older horses this weekend, but he indicates on the track that he should handle.
And Captain Apollo, you need a scratching to get a run?
Yeah, he's been a little bit disappointed since he came here. He gives you a good impression on the track that he's going to go a long way, but he's sort of disappointed race days so far.
You have a break in race 2, but a back in action with King Kazoo in the third, a very competitive 0 to 64 1100.
Yeah, King Kazoo's he's not a bad little horse. He's has his good days and his bad days, but when he's good, he's good. So hopefully. Friday, he's a good day.
The day's feature is the fourth, the benchmark 76 1000. You have no less than 4 runners engaged. We'll start first with Hook Me Up.
Hook Me Up's a good wet season horse. He's just below Carnival, so I sort of convinced the owner to leave him here for wet season. He's only won the one, a couple of placings. He'll be competitive. Hardest to beat will be Your Excellency. Horse of Tayan Holters. He's a very hard horse to beat at 1,000 metres. He's got a little bit of class on his side as well.
Your second in the event, Kiss the Condor, has his first run since late July.
Kiss the Condor did a very good job his last prep. This is his first up since the spell today. He'd sort of reached his mark last prep, but he'd had a very big prep. So hopefully with the break he's going to take that step forward and he'll be competitive.
Neat Feet, he's back in the top end, the old boy, after a handful of runs in South Australia.
Well, Neat Feet, he's probably the pick of them, but you got to ask him on race day whether he's going to have a go or not. He's a bit hard to catch these days, old Neat Feet, but ability-wise, he's got plenty there. And
one faster also resumes from a break, and a very talented galloper.
He's a very talented galloper. 1,000's probably going to be a little bit below him. He's probably more 12, 13, 14 sort of horse, but against these sharp sprinters, he may struggle. I'd say, but he has won over 1,000 before. So,
the fifth, Gary, the first division of the benchmark 54 1600, and the consistent Magnificent Galaxy is one of 2 for you, as well as the maiden Little Bit of Sass.
Yeah, Magnificent Galaxy. He's done a really good job. He's a young horse. He'd had one start before he come here. He's had a pretty hard preparation. We've stretched him out to a mile, and he's had a couple of hard runs. But he's taken it all in his stride, and I think after a break he'll come back a really nice horse.
The maiden, a little bit of sass.
A little bit of sass. She's been a little bit disappointing in the shorter races. She jumps out and just wants to settle, so that's why we've opted to go to the mile with her, and hopefully she can get the chance to settle in the mile and might get home.
And finally, in the last, Savatone has his third start over 1600 in the top end.
Yeah, he's another good wet season horse. He's got ability, a few little things holding him back, and he's always thereabouts, Andrew. So little bit of if he's drawing the weaker heat out of these pair, he's probably going to be thereabouts.
An excellent 6-race Australia Day card awaits us this Friday, with each way betting on all races. In the first, the Magic Millions handicap, my numbers are 4, 8, 3 and 11. I've got number 4 on top, God Forbid, trained by Kerry Petrick and to be ridden by Wayne Davis. Very good second last time out, and will take a power of beating here. And for second, number 8, Patria, the 3-year-old from the Gary Clark stable. Super impressive, winning first up. Brendan Davis goes on today, or tomorrow rather, and will be there when the whips are cracking. In for third, number 3, and that is Mickey, and my numbers again 4, 8, 3 and 11. In the second, the Dolly's Dream Maiden Plate, my numbers are 6, 4, 2 and 1. We've got number 6 on top, Raban, trained by Pat Johnson, to be ridden by visiting South Australian jockey Dom Teneur, knocking on the door for a win, gets a good chance here. 6 on top, ahead of number 4, Atomic's Pick, was speedy last time out and just tired the last bit to finish third behind Patria, and Raban will be there or thereabouts. In for third, number 2, Disco, hasn't raced for a long time but does possess ability. The numbers 6, 4, 2 and 1. In the third, the Women and Thoroughbred Racing handicap, my numbers 2, 5, 3 and 4. We've got number 2 on top here, Killam, from the Kerry Petrick stable, and Paul Denton takes the mount. Was very good winning last time out. I know the stable have a real liking for this horse, and in a very, very tough race, I have it on top, number 2, Killam. Ahead of number 5, So Stoic, racing tremendously well for Chris Pollard. Michelle Hagley on board, looking for 2 in a row. In for third, number 3, Tuscarora, another last start winner. In fact, looking for 3 in a row for Jason Manning and Vanessa Arnott. Those numbers again, 2, 5, 3 and 4. We move now to the fourth, just into the second half of the program, the Helping People Achieve handicap. It is the feature. It is for the benchmark 76 gallopers, and it's over the 1,000 metres. Tough field once again. My numbers 4, 2, 5 and 1. We have number 4 on top, Hook Me Up, trained by Gary Clark. Gary, of course, has 4 engaged here, but I think Hook Me Up a leading chance. Brendan Davis back from injury. He takes the mount on Hook Me Up, and I've got it on top. Ahead of number 2, Your Excellency, goes very, very well fresh. He's a 9-year-old now, but super sprinter in these conditions. In for third, number 5, Kiss the Condor, resuming from the Clark stable. 4, 2, 5 and 1. In the fifth, the Bridge Toyota handicap, another good event over the 1,600 metres for the benchmark 54 gallopers. My numbers 2, 3, 1 and 7. On top we have number 2, The Wild Side, racing really well for Phil Cole and Felicia Bergstrand. The 1,600 metres suits, and this horse is really firing at the present time. Have it on top, number 2, The Wild Side. Ahead of number 3, Abel Ken, finished runner-up to The Wild Side last time out and will be there or thereabouts again. And for third, number 1, Magnificent Galaxy, Richie Oakford for Gary Clark, another one who's racing in consistent form. 2, 3, 1 and 7. And then the last on what's going to be a cracking day's racing on Australia Day, the Asian United Food Service handicap, the numbers 2, 1, 6 and 3. Number 2 on top, Savatone for Gary Clark, could be in for a good day. Gary got a big team in, and Savatone, nice run last time out for third over this trip and can improve. In for second, number 1, Rye from the Petrick stable, another one who's racing well and should be thereabouts. And in for third, number 6, Windfowler for Pat Johnson and his visiting hoop from the South Australia in Dom Teneur. Thanks very much for tuning in again to Top End Track Talk. Should be a great day on Australia Day. Good luck and good punting.